Vishnu is one of the three main male deities in Hinduism, along with Shiva, the destroyer, and Brahma, the creator, together known as the trimurti. He is the formless supreme god Svayam Bhagavan of Vaishnavism, and he is also known as Narayana and Hari. As one of the 5 primary forms of God in the Smarta tradition, he is conceived as the preserver of the protector. In Hindu sacred texts, Vishnu is usually depicted as having the dark complexion of water-filled clouds and having shown as a pale blue being, as are his incarnations Rama and Krishna. He holds a Padma in his lower left hand, the Kaumodaki Gada in his lower right hand, the Panchajanya Shankha in his upper left hand, and the Disku weapon considered to be the most powerful weapon according to Hindu religion, Sudarshana Chakra in his upper right hand. Etymology. The traditional explanation of the name Vishnu involves the root vis, meaning to settle, or also to enter into, to pervade, glossing the name as the all-pervading one. Yaska, an early commentator on the Vedas, in his Nirukta, defines Vishnu as Vishnu of Asvata Virginia Vyasnata Virginia, one who enters everywhere. He also writes, Atha yad visitu bhavati tad Visnu bhavati, that which is free from fetters and bondages is Vishnu. Adi Shankara in his commentary on the Sahasranama states, derivation from vis, with a meaning, presence everywhere. Adi Shankara states, the power of the Supreme Being has entered within the universe. The root vis means enter into. Swami Chinmayananda, in his translation of Vishnu Sahasranama, further elaborates on that verse. The root vis means to enter. The entire world of things and beings is pervaded by him, and the Upanishad emphatically insists in its mantra, whatever that is, there is the world. If change. Hence, it means that he is not limited by space-time as substance. Chinmayananda states that which pervades everything is Vishnu. Sacred texts, Shruti and Smriti. Shruti is considered to be solely of divine origin. It is preserved as a whole, instead of verse by verse. It includes the 4 Vedas, the Brahmanas, the Aranyakas, and the Upanishads with commentaries on them. Smarta refers to all the knowledge derived and inculcated after Shruti had been received. Smarta is not divine in origin, but was remembered by later rishis by transcendental means and passed down through the followers. It includes the Brahma Vaivata Purana, Bhagavata Purana, and the Vishnu Purana, which are Sattva Puranas. These both declare Vishnu as Parabrahman, Supreme Lord who creates unlimited universes and enters each one of them as Lord of Universe. Shruti. Vaishnava-canon. The Vaishnava-canon presents Vishnu as the Supreme Being, rather than another name for the Sun God, who also bore the name Surya Narayana and is considered only as a form of Vishnu. Vedas. In the Yajurveda, Taittiriya Aranyaka, Narayana Suktam, Lord Narayana is mentioned as the Supreme Being. The first verse of Narayana Suktam mentions the words Paramampadam, which literally mean highest post, and may be understood as the supreme abode for all souls. This is also known as Paramdharma, Paramapadam, or Vaikantha. Rig Veda 1 hour 22 minutes and 20 seconds A also mentions the same Paramampadam. This special status is not given to any deity in the Vedas apart from Lord Vishnu's Narayana. Narayana is one of the 1,000 names of Vishnu as mentioned in the Vishnu Sahasranama. It describes Vishnu as the all-pervading essence of all beings, the master of and beyond, the past, present and future, one who supports, sustains and governs the universe and originates and develops all elements within. This illustrates the omnipresent characteristic of Vishnu. Vishnu governs the aspect of preservation and sustenance of the universe, so he is called preserver of the universe. Vishnu is the supreme God who takes manifest forms or avatars across various ages or periods to save humanity from evil beings, demons or asuras. According to the extant Hindu texts and traditions, Lord Vishnu is considered to be resident in the direction of the Makara Rashi, which is about coincident with the Capricorn constellation. In some of the extant Puranas and Vaishnava traditions, Vishnu's eye is considered to be situated at the infinitely distant southern celestial pole. Following the defeat of Indra and his displacement as the Lord of Heaven Aswarga, Indra asks Lord Vishnu for help, and thus Lord Vishnu takes his incarnations or avatars to earth to save mankind, thus showing his position as supreme God to all of creation. In the Puranas, Indra frequently appears proud and haughty. These bad qualities are temporarily removed when Brahma and/or Shiva give boons to asuras or rakshasi such as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu and Ravana, who are then able to defeat Indra in wars between devas and asuras. The received boons often made asuras virtually indestructible. Indra has no option but to seek help from Vishnu. Indra prays before Vishnu for protection, and the Supreme Lord obliges him by taking avatars and generating himself on earth in various forms. First as a water dweller, then as an amphibious creature, then Mohini, the only female avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu, then as a half-man half-animal. Later, Vishnu appears as human beings, Parashurama, Rama, Krishna, and finally as Kalki for performing his task of protecting his devotees from demons and anti-religious entities. Vishnu's supremacy is attested by his victories over those very powerful entities. It is further attested by the accepted iconography and sculptures of Vishnu in reclining position as producing Brahma emerging from his navel. Brahma the creator is thus created in turn by Vishnu out of his own person. Instead, Vishnu takes various avatars to slay or defeat those demons. But it is to be noted that Vishnu also provided boons to Akuprashura, a bare-faced demon who was destroyed by Lord Shiva. Vishnu's actions lowered Indra's ranking among Hindu deities and led to the ascendancy of Vishnu. Rigveda. In the Rigveda, Vishnu is mentioned 93 times. He is frequently invoked alongside other deities, especially Indra, whom he helps in killing Vritra and with whom he drinks soma. His distinguishing characteristic in the Vedas is his association with light. 2 Rigvedic hymns in Mandala 7 are dedicated to Vishnu. In 7.99, Vishnu is addressed as the god who separates heaven and earth, a characteristic he shares with Indra. The Rigveda describes Vishnu as close friend of Indra. In Vaishnava canon, the Vishnu, who is younger brother to Indra, is identified as Vamana, avatar of Vishnu, hence referred to as Vishnu by Vaishnavites. Vishnu is the supreme god who lives in the highest celestial region, contrasted against those who live in the atmospheric terrestrial regions. Vishnu is content with mere prayer, unlike almost all of the other gods who receive sacrificial offerings such as Havis, which is given using clarified butter, or soma. Later foreign translators have view that Vedas place Indra in a superior position to Vishnu's avatar of Vamana, but in fact Vamana helps Indra by restoring his kingdom. Jan Gonda, the late Indologist, states that Vishnu, although remaining in the background of Indra's exploits, contributes by his presence, or is key to Indra's success. Vishnu is more than a mere companion, equal in rank or power to Indra, or sometime the one who made Indra's success possible. Descriptions of Vishnu as younger to Indra are found in only the hymns to Indra, but in a Kathanatheism religion like that of the Rigveda, each god for a time, is supreme in the mind of the devotee. The sacred idol showing Lord Sri Krishna Vasudeva, Narayana Vishnu accompanied by his two wives Goddess Lakshmi Devi on right side and Goddess Saraswati Devi on left side. In the Rigvedic texts, the deity or god referred to as Vishnu is the sun god, who also bears the name Surya Narayana. By contrast, the Vishnus referred to in Vishnu Purana, Vishnu Sahasranamam, and Purusha Suktam is Lord Narayana, the consort of Lakshmi. Vaishnavites make a further distinction by extolling the qualities of Vishnu by highlighting his differences from other deities such as Shiva, Brahma or Surya. 3 Steps Hymn 7.100 refers to the celebrated 3 steps of Vishnu by which he strode over the universe and in 3 places planted his step. The Vishnu Suktam says that the first and second of Vishnu's strides are visible to men and the third is in the heights of heaven. This last place is described as Vishnu's supreme abode in RV 1.22.20. The princes evermore beheld that loftiest place where God Vishnu is laid as Idranai in heaven. Griffiths princes are the Suri, either inciters or lords of a sacrifice or priests charged with pressing the soma. The verse is quoted as expressing Vishnu's supremacy by Vaishnavites. Though such solar aspects have been associated with Vishnu by tradition as well as modern scholarship, he was not just the representation of the sun, as he moves both vertically and horizontally. In hymns 1.22.17, 1.154.3, 1.154.4 he strides across the earth with 3 steps. In 6.49.13, 7.100.3 strides across the earth 3 times, and in 1.154.1, 1.155.5, 7.29.7 he strides vertically with the final step in the heavens. The same Veda also says he strode wide and created space in the cosmos for Indra to fight Vritra. By his stride he made dwelling for men possible, the 3 forming a symbolic representation of the dwelling's all-encompassing nature. This nature and benevolence to men were Vishnu's enduring attributes. As the triple strider he is known as Trivikrama and as Urakrama, for the strides were wide. Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are commentaries on the Vedas and form part of the Shruti literature. They are concerned with the detail of the proper performance of rituals. In the Rigveda, Shakala Shaka Itareya Brahmana verse 1 declares, Agnya Vidavanam Avamo Vishnu Paramas, Tadantarana Sarva Anya Devata. Agni is the lowest or youngest god and Vishnu is the greatest and the highest god. The Brahmanas assert the supremacy of Lord Vishnu, addressing him as Gajapati, the one whom all sacrifices are meant to please. Lord Vishnu accepts all sacrifices to the demigods and allots the respective fruits to the performer. In one incident, a demonic person performs a sacrifice by abducting the rishis, who meditate by constantly chanting God's name. The sacrifice is meant to destroy Indra, but the rishis, who worship Indra as a demigod, alter one pronunciation of the Veda mantra, reversing the purpose of the sacrifice. When the fruit of the sacrifice is given and the demon is on the verge of dying, he calls to Vishnu, whom he addresses as Supreme Godhead and the Father of all living entities, including himself. Itareya Brahmana 1:1-1 mentions Vishnu as the Supreme God, but in the Vaishnava canon, in different ages, with Vishnu in different avatars, his relationship with the asuras or demons was always adversarial. The asuras always caused harm, while the sages and devas or celestial beings did penance and called to Vishnu for protection. Vishnu always obliged by taking an avatar to vanquish the asuras. In the Vaishnava canon, Vishnu never gave a grant granted any boons to the Asuras, distinguishing him from the gods Shiva and Brahma, who did. He is the only god called upon to save good beings by defeating or killing the Asuras. Svayam writes that in Aitareya Brahmana 1:1-1 the declaration Agnya Vidavanam Avamo Vishnu Paramas, Tadantarana Salva Anyadavata does not indicate any hierarchy among gods. Even in Rigveda Samhita, Avama and Parama are not applied to denote rank and dignity, but only to mark place and locality. In Rigveda 1:108-9, Jadendrani Avamasyam Prathivya Madhyamasham Paramasyamutta star i.e. in the lowest place, the middle, and the highest. Agni, the fire, has, among the gods, the lowest place, for he resides with man on the earth, while the other gods are either in the air, or in the sky. Vishnu occupies the highest place. The words Avama and Parama are understood as first and last, respectively. To support this claim, Svayam adduces the mantra Agnya Mukham Pratamo Devathanam Samathanam Uttamo Vishnurasit, i.e. Agni was the first of the deities assembled, Vishnu the last. In the Kausitaki Brahmana, Agni is called Aradhya, and Vishnu Parada, i.e. belonging to the lower and higher halves. The Vishnu Purana gives tremendous importance to the worship of Vishnu and mentions that sacrifices are to begin only with both the lighting of fire, or Agni, pouring of sacrificial offerings to Vishnu in Agni, so that those offerings reach and are accepted by Vishnu. Worship of Vishnu through yajnas and other rituals will not achieve the desired result if Agni's role is neglected. Mahabharata describes Vishnu as one of the 49 fires, and the fire in whose honor oblations of clarified butter are enjoined to be made. Here are the Dasa and Purnamasya sacrifices, and who is known as Vishnu in this world, is called Angiras, or Tritamin. Muller says, although the gods are sometimes distinctly invoked as the great and the small, the young and the old, this is only an attempt to find the most comprehensive expression for the divine powers, and nowhere is any of the gods represented as the subordinate to others. It would be easy to find, in the numerous hymns of the Veda, passages in which almost every single god is represented as supreme and absolute. Smriti. Vishnu Smriti, the Vishnu Smrti, is one of the later books of the Dharma-shastra tradition of Hinduism and the only one that focuses on the bhakti tradition and the required daily puja to Vishnu, rather than the means of knowing Dharma. It is also known for its handling of the controversial subject of the practice of sati. The text was composed by an individual or group. The author created a collection of the commonly known legal maxims that were attributed to Vishnu into one book. As Indian oral culture began to be recorded more formally, Bhagavata Purana, Vishnu is the only Bhagavan as declared in the Bhagavata 1:2-11 in the verse, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yaj jainanim advayum brahmeti paramatmeti Bhagavan iti subject. Translated as, learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Krishna Devapayana Vyasadeva, also called Badarayana, is a writer of Srimad-Bhagavad. He is the Lord, the Bhagavan, among the philosophers, who in India assembled all the holy texts' theological attributes. The actual number of Vishnu's auspicious qualities is countless, although his 6 most important divine glories are Jnana, defined as the power to know about all beings simultaneously; Aishwarya, derived from the word Ishwara, which means unchallenged rule over all; Shakti, the capacity to maintain a challenged dharma; Bala, the capacity to support everything by will and without any fatigue; Virya, the power to retain immateriality as the supreme spirit of being in spite of being the material cause of mutable creations; Tekis, which express self-sufficiency and the capacity to overpower everything by spiritual effulgence. Other important qualities attributed to Vishnu are Gambhirya, Audarya, and Karanya. Natya Shastra lists Vishnu as the presiding deity of the Srngara rasa. The Rig Veda states that Lord Vishnu can traverse the entire universe in 3 strides. The first stride covers the mortal realm, the second stride covers the intermediate visible sky consisting of all the lesser realms, and the third stride covers what cannot be seen by mortals and consists of all the countless realms where the higher beings and the righteous dead reside. The Sanskrit for to stride is the root kram. Its reduplicated perfect is chakrama, chakra 0 grade, and in the Rig Veda he is called by epithets such as Vichakramanas equals he who has made 3 strides. The Sanskrit word chakra also means wheel, that may have suggested the idea of Vishnu carrying a chakra. 5 forms. See also Pancaratra. The Sri Vaishnavism school within Hinduism dates to around the 10th century AD and believes that Vishnu assumes 5 forms: the Para form, Paravasudeva; the Vaya form, Krishna; Sankarshana, Aniruddha; Pradyumna; the Vibhava form, the Antaryami form; the Arkavatara or image manifestation form. Relations with deities. The trimurti is a concept in Hinduism in which the cosmic functions of creation, maintenance, and destruction are personified by the forms of Brahma the creator, Vishnu the maintainer, preserver or protector, and Shiva the destroyer or transformer. These 3 deities have also been called the Hindu triad, or the Great Trinity, all having the same meaning of 3 in 1. There the different forms are manifestations of one person, the Supreme Being, Shiva. The 3 gods of the Trimurti clan are inseparable and in harmony in view of the common vision and universal good. They are perfectly ideal in all respects. They complement each other. Within Vaishnavism, Vishnu is widely seen as Svayam, Bhagavan meaning God himself. Shiva and Vishnu are both viewed as the ultimate form of God in different Hindu denominations. Several stories present one of the other deity as supreme. In the Ramayana, Hanuman is an incarnation of Shiva who was completely dedicated to Rama, an avatar of Vishnu. In the same story, Rama worships Shiva as his Ishtadevata at Ramaswaram before attacking Lanka. Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are considered to be devotees of each other. Syncretic forces produce stories in which the 2 deities were shown in cooperative relationships and combined forms. Hari.As is the name of the combined deity form of both Vishnu and Shiva. This dual form, which is also called Hari Rudra, is mentioned in the Mahabharata. Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth, fortune, and prosperity, is the wife and active energy of Vishnu. She is also called Shrithiramagala because she is endowed with 6 auspicious and divine strength even to Vishnu. When Vishnu incarnated on the earth as the avatars Rama and Krishna, Lakshmi incarnated as his respective consorts, Sita and Rukmini. Lakshmi and Saraswati, wives of Vaikuntha Narayana Mahavishnu. Garuda. Vishnu's mount is Garuda, the eagle. Vishnu is commonly depicted as riding on his shoulders. Garuda is also considered as Vedas on which the Lord Vishnu travels. Garuda is a sacred bird in Vaishnavism. In the Garuda Purana, Garuda carries Lord Vishnu to save the elephant Gajendra. Avatars. Adherents of Hinduism believe Vishnu's eternal and supreme abode beyond the material universe is called Vaikuntha, which is also known as Paramdharma, the realm of eternal bliss and happiness, and the final, the highest place for liberated souls who have attained moksha. Vaikuntha is situated beyond the material universe and hence cannot be perceived or measured by material science or logic. Vishnu's other abode within the material universe is Kshirosagar, where he reclines and rests on Anantashesha. In almost all Hindu denominations, Vishnu is either worshipped directly or in the form of his 10 avatars, the most famous of whom are Rama and Krishna. The Purana Bharati, an ancient text, describes these as the Dashavatara, or the 10 avatars of Vishnu. 10 avatars of Vishnu are the most prominent. Among the 10, 9 have occurred in the past and 1 will take place in the future as Lord Kalki, at the end of Kali Yuga. These incarnations take place in all yugas in cosmic scales. The avatars and the stories show the gods are indeed unimaginable, unthinkable and inconceivable. The Bhagavad Gita mentions the purpose as being to rejuvenate Dharma, to vanquish those negative forces of evil that threaten Dharma, and also to display his divine nature in front of all souls. Another 24 avatars are given in Chapter 3, Canto 1 of the Bhagavata Purana. Adipurush, 4 Kumaras, Varaha, Narada, Naranarayana, Kapila, Dattatreya, Jajna, Rishabha, Prithu, Matissa, Kurma, Dandantari, Mohini, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Vyasa, Rama, Balarama, Krsna, Buddha, Kalki. Although it states that the incarnations of the Lord are innumerable, like rivulets flowing from inexhaustible sources of water. Other Vishnu avatars. Hayagriva, beyond Hinduism, Sikhism. Guru Granth Sahib of Sikhism mentions Vishnu's one verse goes, "The true Vaishnav, the devotee of Vishnu's, is the one with whom God is thoroughly pleased. He dwells apart from Maya, performing good deeds, he does not seek rewards. Spotlessly pure is the religion of such a Vaishnav. He has no desire for the fruits of his labors. He is absorbed in devotional worship and the singing of kirtan, the songs of the Lord's glory. Within his mind and body, he meditates in remembrance on the Lord of the universe. He is kind to all creatures. He holds fast to the Nam, and inspires others to chant it. O Nanak, such a Vaishnav obtains the supreme status." Buddhism. While some Hindus consider Buddha as an incarnation of Vishnu, Buddhists in Sri Lanka venerate Vishnu as the custodian deity of Sri Lanka and protector of Buddhism. Lord Vishnu is also known as Upalvan, or Uthpalavana, meaning blue lotus color. Some postulate that Uthpalavana was a local deity who later merged with Vishnu, while another belief is that Uthpalavana was an early form of Vishnu before he became a supreme deity in Puranic Hinduism. According to chronicles, Mahavamsa, Chulavamsa, and folklore in Sri Lanka, Buddha himself handed over the custodianship to Vishnu. Others believe that Buddha entrusted this task to Sakra, and Sakra delegated this task of custodianship to God Vishnu. In contrary to Vedic Hinduism, in assimilation of Hindu god Vishnu into Sinhalese Buddhism, Vishnu becomes a mortal being and a bodhisattva aspiring Buddhahood. Additionally, Vishnu is considered as the god of home and hearth, representing mercy, goodness, order and stability. Many Buddhist and Hindu shrines are dedicated to Vishnu in Sri Lanka. In addition to specific Vishnus, kovils, or devalayas, all Buddhist temples necessarily house shrine rooms closer to the main Buddhist shrine dedicated to Vishnu. John Holt in his groundbreaking study examines the assimilation, transformation, and subordination of the Hindu deity Vishnu within the contexts of Sri Lankan history and Sinhala Buddhist religious culture. He then explores the role and rationale of medieval Sinhala kings in assimilating Vishnu into Sinhala Buddhism. According to Holt, the veneration of Vishnu in Sri Lanka is evidence of a remarkable ability, over many centuries, to reiterate and reinvent culture as other ethnicities have been absorbed into their own. The though the Vishnu cult in Ceylon was formally endorsed by Kandyan kings in the early 1700s. Holt states that Vishnu images and shrines are among conspicuous ruins in the medieval capital Polonnaruwa. In Buddhist mythology, when Vishnu failed to traverse the universe in 3 steps, he was given the title Adi Vishnus, and when Vishnu banished demons from the Vaishali in India, he became Mulu Vishnu or whole Vishnu. The extreme significance of God Vishnu in Sinhala society is reflected in recitals of the traditional offerings to dwarfs and crossing the door frame that starts with Shri Vishnu invocation. In the recitals, mentioning of the aspiring Buddhahood of Vishnu, which is of prime importance to Buddhists and wishes for him to live 5,000 and more years, highlight the central role of Vishnu in the psyche of Sri Lankan Buddhists. Others, similarities between Vishnu and ancient Egyptian god Horus have been noted by James Freeman Clarke, Richard Leviton, James Cowles Pritchard, and others. During an excavation in an abandoned village of Russia in the Volga region, archaeologist Alexander Kozhevin excavated an ancient idol of Vishnu. The idol dates from between the 7th and 10th centuries. In the interview, Kozhevin stated that, "We may consider it incredible, but we have ground to assert that Middle Volga region was the original land of ancient Rus. This is a hypothesis, but a hypothesis which requires thorough research."